Siyanamukela ohlelweni lwe-Ithala Edu platform enilethulelwa ngezilokotho ezinhle Ithala kanye ne-Go Digital SA Foundation. Thamelani izifundo ze-mathematics, i-accounting, isiZulu ulimi lwasekhaya, isiNgisi i-FAL, i-physical science, i-geography, ezobuchwepheshe, i-computer applications technology kanye namaklasi e-learner wellness okungukuzilolonga ngokomqondo kanye nomzimba. Lezi zifundo zethulwa nsuku zonke kusukela ngoMsombuluko kuya ngoLwesihlanu kuqala ngehora lesi-4 kuya kwelesihlanu u-4 kuya ku-5 ntambama nangomgqibelo kusukela ligamanxe ihora lesi-8 8:30 kuze kugamanxe ihora lokuqala emini 1:30. Zithameleni futhi lezi zifundo emsakazweni Ukhozi FM njalo ngoLwesine kusukela ngo-9 kuya ku-10 ebusuku. Ningangena ekhasini lethu lika-Facebook elithi Go Digital SA_movement noma kwi-YouTube uthi Go Digital SA Foundation. Siyethemba nizolijabulela lolu hlelo oluhlose ukunifundisa futhi lulekelele kulokho enikufunda ezikoleni zenu. Luthokozeleni ke lolu hlelo nimeme nabo bonke abanye abafundi bebanga le-12 grade 12 ukuze nabo bazuze kulo futhi nonke nicijeleke ukuphumelela kwizivivinyo zenu zokuphela konyaka.
Good morning. Sanibonani bafundi baka grade 12. Mrs. V again with the English first additional language. Today we are doing part of paper 3. We've done different types of essays. Today we are doing the last one. Senza eyokugcina a reflective essay. Namhlanje senza a reflective essay. Remember, I've said in the past, when you are writing, whatever you are writing, be it letters or essay, whatever, transactional, longer or shorter transactional writing, you have to plan. Kumele uyiplane into ozoyibhala. How uyiplana kanjani? Especially when it comes to essay. Essay you have to do wenza lento esibiza ukuthi i-mind map. I-mind map, it's like a spider diagram. When masenza i-mind map into efanayo nani nalento esibiza ukuthi i-brainstorming. Mas brainstorma senzani? Mas brainstorma sibhala what angithi usuyibhekile i-topic. Nanka ama-topic wanikiwe. Wawabheka wawabona ukuthi hayi le ngathi narrative, le ngathi descriptive, le ngathi discursive, hayi le ngathi uthi argumentative, hayi le ngathi reflective. Okay, so you decide again when it's okay ngizobhala ngale. And then whatever topic osuyikhethile, you have to do i-brainstorming. I-brainstorming, it is part of what we call i-planning. When you brainstorm senzani, ubhala njoba ngiyenza like this mind map, ubhala whatever idea that comes to your mind. So you can get the topic. So whatever ocabangayo ngaleyo topic, uyakubhala phansi, uyakubhala. You are just throwing in ama ideas. Wabhala. And then ngithe in the past, lawo ma ideas usuwabhalile ke phansi. Now sekufanele enze njani ke manje abhalwe as sentences, which are going to be paragraphs, which are going to form in essay yakho. Right. Uyabhala ngithi uyabhala leyo kokubhala kokuqala usuyenzile ama ideas akho, and then you form them into sentences. Then senza lento esibiza ngokuthi i-first, we call it the first draft. Kwi-first draft last bhala khona whatever angithi sesiwabhalela ama ideas ethu, sawabhala ama sentence. I-first draft yethu ke lo siyabhala sikhumbule kodwa ukuthi njoba sibhala nje ama paragraphs ethu ane introduction, ane body, ane conclusion. And njengoba siwabhala nje okunye njoba sibhala i-first draft vele automatically azoba khona ama mistakes. I-English is not our first language. That is why it is called first additional language. This is not our mother tongue. So azoba khona ama mistakes. That is why sibiza nge-first draft le. If first draft yakho uzobeke usuyayichecka. Usuyicheckelani ke manje wenza ke what we call second step le landelayo ke manje. First step first draft, and then the second step senza this what we call editing. Yini uku-edita? Uku-edita is where we check ama mistakes that we have done ngenkathi senze njani, ngenkathi sibhala. Kwi-editing izinto esizicheckayo okokuqala nje fanele ucheck ukuthi i-paragraphing yakho, is it okay? Did you leave washiyile yini ama blank spaces between your paragraphs? Right. Okunye uyachecka futhi ukuthi you know that each sentence starts with a capital letter and then igcine ngani nge-full stop. Bheka ukuthi i-punctuation yakho i-right yini. Uqalile ama-sentence nge-capital letter. If une-question uyibhalile in-question mark. If une-exclamation uyifakile exclamation mark. And then also okunye ukucheckayo futhi i-spelling. Esiyanishaya-ke spelling. Bheka ukuthi spelling sakho si-correct yini, because you get marks for all those things. For a wrong spelling nje vele essay yakho ayisanambithiseki kahle. Check your spelling ukuthi spelling sakho njengoba usubhalile all these paragraphs si-right yini. And again, check futhi your tenses. Did you use the correct tense? Usebenzisa tense right? Mawukuthi ene kanjani uyaqeda ke nge-editing. Editing yakho is part of a second draft actually, because you have done a first draft. So editing, where we check ama mistakes, is called a second draft. And then suwenza ke manje what we call a final draft. The final draft is that's what you are going to submit to the teacher. And then even now we exam, angithi ke lana ke we are preparing for the exam. Now we exam, you can do that. You angeke ukuthi usuka nje ububheka ama essay yakho usuyahlala phansi usuyabhala. You can't inakhona, it is allowed. You have to have your mind map. See, mind map yakho has to be there. La uzokwazi ukuthi uthi juggle around with your ideas. It is allowed. So please, before you submit your essay, check ukuthi yonke into oyibhalile. Check the spelling, check ama tenses, check punctuation, check everything le ufanele uyenze, and then you submit your essay, and then you get your marks. The essay yakho, remember, it carries almost half of paper 3, because paper 3 is out of 100. So out of 100, the most marks akho awuphi awu essay, because the essay carries 50 marks, and then 30 marks longer transactional writing or formal letter or informal letter or dialogue. Those they fall under longer transactional. And then 20 marks ubusuba lapha shorter transactional writing, njengo diary entry or ama postcard, ama invitations. So la essay uyazi ukuthi it's 50% of your marks. So ama marks amaningi wacosha la, and uyawacosha ke vele ama marks ku essay ngoba essay nje it's creative writing. Ubhala into enjani la ukhombisa ini your creativity ukuthi uyakwazi ucreate something, and then ubusuyabhala ubhala ke cabanga nje ubhala usola ama marks 50. It's easy, but as long as you are going to follow these guidelines. Okay, sitheke namhlanje sidila nani ne-reflective essay. Yini uku-reflect? When we say reflecting, when you reflect is when you look at your own life, like when you look at yourself in the mirror. When you are reflecting, usukubheka impilo yakho njengoba usukuyibuka kuphi esibukweni. All right. So reflective essay sibheka ini kahle kahle. Njoba ngithe it's a reflective essay where you reflect, where you look at your own life. Lena ke reflective essay, essay where i-writer lo obhalayo examines, ubheka his or her own experiences in life. Lana i-writer examines, uchecka his or her own experiences kuphi empilweni, experiences in life. It can be something that you saw, it can be something that you went through, and then you are reflecting because ubhala ngani ngama own experiences of life, about the experiences in life owabonile. Wenzani la, you explore, you are exploring how this has changed, developed, or grown your experiences. Ngenzeka ukuthi lama experiences owabonile, they have changed you. Ngenzeka ukuthi they have changed you, or they have developed you, or you have even grown. Ngokubheka all those experiences, from those experiences, they could have changed, they could have developed, they could have grown you, all those experiences. It explores the writer's experience, ama thoughts nama opinions. Lana ama thoughts akho, they count. Your thoughts count as well as your opinions, because lana you are reflecting, you are looking at life, so how it has changed or developed, or they have grown you. And then nama thoughts akho nama opinions, that is where that's where they come in. And also reflexive essay, it expresses, it khombisa your personal views. Lana ke ubhala your personal views. It expresses your personal views. Wena ukuthi leyo nto uyibona kanjani. It expresses your personal views about something you experienced yourself. Uyibonile lento, we experience yourself, and then now far in your personal views about that experience, your personal views about whatever thoughts or opinions that you came across. Okay, let's look at ama tips again. When you talk about ama tips, when it comes to writing a reflective essay, reflective essay, it is very easy. Ukwenze njani? Kulula to write, ukubhala about something you feel strongly about. Ama tips, right? You have to write about something you feel strongly about. Angithi into vele experience ile wena, it is in you, so it's easy to write about something that you feel strongly about. Okunye futhi you can explore, ungachecka or to go into a subject that makes you feel, ngaba a subject that makes you feel angry, ecasulayo, or it can be subject that makes you feel happy, ekujabulisayo, or it can be a subject that makes you amused, eklekisayo. It's something that makes you amused. That is, those are the subjects that you can explore. And again, when it comes to reflective essay, it can be personal. Ingaba personal, something that you experienced when yourself. It can be personal, and also it can refer to wider issues, social issues as well. Wider social issues as well. It's up to you. Okay. I guess we're my characteristics. What are the characteristics of a reflective essay? It should be subjective and also original. My characteristics, it should be subjective. It's intersubjective. When you are subjective, it's opposite of being objective. When you're subjective, wangithi ukhuluma ngama experiences akho la, your personal opinions, so you can be subjective. One, it should be subjective, and also it should be original. It should be original, meaning akube into vele that you have experienced. Njoba ngithe, you draw from your opinions, you draw from your experiences, so it should be also original, giving your own personal feelings. Ulana ufaka your personal feelings, ufaka your personal opinions. And also okunye one ngithe subjective and original. Okunye futhi ama characteristics of a reflective essay, opinion yakho ayibe ne-evidence. I-evidence, your opinion, le obhala ngayo, must have evidence. Must have evidence. I-evidence soyibona ngani? Evidence soyibona because you are giving ama examples. Uyasho ukuthi this is what happened. Then you give ama examples ukuthi kwenzeko, so it should be have an evidence. I-evidence nobufakazi, i-evidence ubufakazi obunani obunama examples okunezibonakaliso ukuthi ngempela you know what you are talking about. And also okunye i-reflective essay should not try to convince. Convince umuntu la angithi ubhala ngama experiences akho, your own personal experiences, so you are not convincing anyone, or you are not persuading. You should not convince, not try to convince or persuade, or convince umuntu la futhi or pressurize umuntu ukuthi he must do this or that, because the reader must i-reader fanele yona ibonele ukuthi this is what you are writing about, awuphoqi umuntu la. And then angithi usubhalileke introduction board. When it comes to conclusion yakho, your reflective essay, conclusion it should restate. Ibuyela lapha introduction. It restates the main idea and it refers back to the introduction. So conclusion, it has to refer back to the introduction. So to corner la, there must be a link. When it comes to conclusion, it should refer back to introduction or ibhalile. Right. Ngithe okunye futhi vele i-reflective essay, it's your personal view. Into yakho eqondene nawe. It's your personal view about a wider social issue. Ngaba yinoma yiphike leyo social issue, but i-personal view yakho ukuthi wena this is how you see it. I hope sizwana. And ngishilo ke futhi ngathi is subjective angithi. And then it should refer to your own experiences. So ulana njoba when it refers to your own experiences ungawasebenzisa ama pronouns. Angithi ukhuluma ngawo ama pronouns. You can use ama pronouns like I, you can use pronouns like we, you can use pronouns like us, you can use pronouns like our, because it's your personal experience. And then so okunye futhi i-reflective essay njengoba nje i-personal, it's a personal topic, so you can use also a conversational tone. Angithi when you converse is last xoxa khona, so you can use a conversational tone like uxoxa nomuntu. A conversational tone is appropriate. So mangabe ku conversational tone, vele language yakho is going to be informal. Your language is going to be informal. It can be used, and then even the reader lo ibhalelayo, it can be addressed as you. You can address a reader, the person that you are writing to, as you, because lana it's a conversation. Conversational tone is where uxoxa indaba. Ukuthi this sazowenza my examples, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Then okunye futhi emotive language. Okunye futhi you can use emotive language. It can be used reflective essay. Why you sebenzisa? Because you want to make strong points. You want to make your strong points. So you are allowed to use the emotive language. Right. And then ama sentences akho, again, jobubhala kuma paragraphs akho. Your sentences can be varied. You can use varied sentences. What do I mean? Because ukuthini la mangithi you can use varied sentences. Because ukuthi ama sentences akho, it could be question and answer. Uyayibuza umbuzo, uyayiphendula. Question and answer. Your sentences are varied. And also, it can also be direct quotes. Direct quotes. When you use direct quotes, uquota umuntu verbally, verbatim. So if you use direct quotes, we have to put the inverted commas because we are quoting. This is not our words, but we are quoting somebody else's words. Okay? And also, ogunye futhi, a dialogue can be used. Dialogue can be used. In other words, la where two people bekhuluma khona, where two people converse. A dialogue can also be used in a reflective essay. Which so and so said this, and Usman Bani naye, like they are talking about that whatever issue that is being discussed, right? Ogunye, addressing the reader directly. Angithi ngithe ungayi-addressa i-reader because it's a conversational tone. Siyaxoxa. So when you address a reader as you, so it gives you a personal tone because it's something that it's like you are conversing, like it's a conversation, right? And then end on a strong note to make an impact. Lapha conclusion, end on a strong note. Why? Because you want to make an impact. Ukuthi lento okade ukhuluma ngayo iyezwakala. Abanye they even use egcineni the exclamation mark ukuthi they are making an impact, right? When it comes now to writing, how do you write it? Uyibhala kanjani i-reflective essay? How do you write it? Uyibhala kanjani? You write it, you think of an event. Cabanga into. An event which could become the topic of your essay. Cabanga event. There are so many events that happen around us. Or mhlambe we can talk about, like, there are so many events that happen around us. Mhlambe isemshadweni, mhlambe isephathini, mhlambe whatever or event that you think about, and then you can make that event ibe yini i-topic yakho, because that event it's a reflection. You think about it and then you are giving your own opinions about that event. Okay. Ogunye, how do you write it? You think of an event, right? And that event which could become your topic. That event can become your topic. Whatever event that you're going to think about. Okay. Ogunye futhi, ngithe introduction yakho. You must write a strong opening paragraph. A strong opening paragraph fike ikhuluma ngani nge-introduction. It should be strong. Strong kanjani ukuthi umuntu mayiqala eyifunda your essay abone ukuthi this is what you are going to be talking about, right? Okunye futhi, you have to state wabhale ini your supportive arguments, right? Your supportive arguments lawa okhuluma ngawo, right? Your supportive arguments. It can also be your ideas, imicabango that come to your head, or even examples. Ukuthi kwenzeka ukuthi nokuthi lokho ke lokusubhala kuphi, all those angithi opening yakho usibhalile, then the arguments, the ideas and the examples, they come now kuphi kwi-body. You've done your introduction, this is what you're going talking about, and then your supportive arguments that come with ideas, that come with examples. Lokho-ke kungena kuphi-ke in the body of your essay. And then most of them, lama arguments akho, lama ideas akho, most of them can be written angabhala in the past tense because ukhuluma ngala, ukhuluma experience. There is something that you have gone through, something that you have seen. Okay, so they can be, most of them can be in the past tense because uxoxa ngento. Most of them can be in the past tense because ukhuluma ngani, ngento that you have seen, something that you have experienced. Okay. Excuse me. Njengoba ngithe they can be in the past tense is because the writer, umuntu obhalayo, ukhuluma nge-event or something I experienced, so it's already in the past tense. Ayibe clear introduction yakho, ayibe clear ibody yakho. Ngitheke when it comes to conclusion yakho ayilinke back to the introduction. So you are sharing about past events and how those events have created a change in the writer. And you are writing about past events and how those events have created a change in the writer. This is what you experienced, and then there was a change in what you are going to be talking about. We'll just do 2 topics. We can come up with ideas. I will take one that is very popular. Bayabhala nangayo nakuma comprehension passages and all. I guess that's the topic. Sugar, the root of all evil. Nancy topic. Sugar, the root of all evil. Kunya langani go shugela. Go to shugela is the root of all evil. It's a reflective essay. Okay, let's brainstorm. Sugar, the root of all evil. What comes to your mind? Ngobheka nje into ethi sugar, the root of all evil. Yinoqala that comes to your mind. Mhlambe uzothi obesity. You know what obesity is? Umuntu okhuluphele ngokweqile. Mhlambe you can say it's bad for developing children's brains. Ingane encane isakhula, for developing children's brains. And then when we talk about the fizzy drinks, because they contain a lot of sugar. And then when we talk about the root of all evil, sugar, the root of all evil, diseases, what else? Hypertension. Abantu babe more umuntu on hypertension, people that are hyper, yeah. And then also you can think about diabetes. What else? Sugar, the root of all evil. Depression. So you sense a comprehension like when you said intake of sugar omning, it causes people to fall back into depression. Sugar, the root of all evil. Nango subhalileke. Sugar, the root of all evil. Is it really the root of all evil? Lana ngitheke, mind you, ubheke kahle la. Sithe we are drawing from our own experiences. Mhlambe ulana you can start with the question and answer. is sugar really the root of all evil? Because even imali, excuse me, angithi bathi imali also is the root of all evil. So is it really sugar or is it the money? So if you say, okay, it's the sugar, the root of all evil. Then you write about introduction yakho, it has to be strong and firm. Sugar, the root of all evil. Mhlawumbe uthatha example, like you want to make this yes, yakho can be amusing. It's something that's ehlekisayo. The sugar root of all evil. It's okay. Mhlawumbe uthi ekhaya you've got uma who is very nje uma o strict ngalendlela ukuthi she always makes sure ukuthi nidla ukudla oku healthy onganawo ushukela onjani omningi, because uzama ukuvimba ukuthi ningabi obese, and also for your brains nokuthi lama fizzy drinks enwathandayo anoshukela omningi, and then akafuni ukuthi nibe nama diseases. Okay, uyabhala ngithi and we are writing about the root of all evil. Ngithe lana you want to make your essay more amusing. Izo amuse kanjani kusiyasho ukuthi but uma ebusuku usinika imilo ukuthi siyiphuze, uma sinomkhuhlane usinika iLucozade ukuthi siyiphuze, and also mhlambe asinike a glass of milk. And then ke and then uma ke mhlambe njengoba street kanje mhlambe wenza ne course ku nutrition, and then in nutrition course yakhe iyamtshela ukuthi these are the things ingane efanele zidle, but okuthusayo ukuthi kule nutrition course yakhe abayibalanga le mali anika yona, abayibalanga le Lucozade anika yona, balibalanga lo lubisi, because all these they contain a certain amount of sugar. Uma ke nimbuza ukuthi how, because wena ngithi la ngithe kwi reflective essay you can use a conversational tone, uyaxoxa, it's like we are telling a story and you are drawing again from your experiences, ukhuluma ngento oyaziyo eyenzekayo. La in this case ngenza scenario yasekhaya, uma wenza course ethize nutrition in whichever university, and then she's very particular ukuthi kudliwane ekhaya, okay, and then but there are instances la inika 1 2 3. Okay, mase nimbuza ukuthi awema wasinika iLucozade, wasinika imali, wasinika obisi, because all these things they contain a certain amount of sugar. Angithi is conversational uyaxoxa. Ase ubusu yasho ukuthi hayi aphendula umathi ugranny wenu, your grandmother, her mother used to give them these things and they never got sick. You understand? Angithi kuthiwa sugar is the root of all evil. Athena, no, my mother, your grandmother used to give us these things and we never got sick. So now the question comes back, so is it really the root of all evil? So must you just do away with sugar? You understand? So you want your essay to be amusing as well. You are drawing from your experiences. Ukhuluma ngento enjani oyaziyo, something that you have experienced, something you are drawing from your opinions as well as your ideas. I'm just making an example. Okay, let's take another topic. JC brainstorming now and see. I just want to what is it that I'm trying to say. Nancy topic la. Looking at a woman. Let's do this one. Looking at a woman. Looking at a woman. Looking at a woman. What comes to your mind? You are see a reflector la. It's a reflective essay. Looking at a woman, what comes to your mind? Let's brainstorm. Looking at a woman, what comes to your mind? First, all women are beautiful, inside as well as outside. You might look at the outside beauty or the inner beauty. So we can just look at beauty. So brainstorming it. What else? They say women are the pillars of strength. Ekaya. Pillar of strength. What else? Fragile. You know what is to be fragile? Umuntu fragile, umuntu soft. They want to be handled with care. Fragile. Some they call women cry babies because batisia did them. I don't know how far true that is. What else? They are creators of harmony. There is harmony mabekhona ekhaya. And then also they do what? They keep the home fires burning. Mayingekho uma ekhaya bathi kunjani kuyabanda. They are adorable, bayathandeka. What else? They are easy to approach. Ukubona mabe kunenkinga ekhaya or wonile, the first person that you go to is your mother. Awuyi baba because ubaba wazi ukuthi uyibhubesa ngithi. Inenye singayibala la. We're looking at a woman. Right. Looking at a woman. Let's do this. Our reflective essay. Lana, there are so many things that you can talk about, drawing from your experience. I gave you hints. Ngati, they are fragile. Abanye, they are called cry babies. Or ubenjalo futhi, they are also called the pillar of strength. How can they be cry babies and also be the pillar of strength? Kanjani, kuhlangana kanjani? And then so we talk about the beauty. That their beauty is inside as well as outside. Easy to approach, adorable. They keep the home fires burning. Right. So in this case, Nancy topic, looking at a woman, it's a reflective essay. You are reflecting, you are drawing from your own experiences. Mhlambe la, you're going to talk about your role model. Somebody that you look up to. Somebody that you otima umbheka ufisa ukuthi someday ngiyafisa, I wish I could be this person for 1, 2, 3, and 4 reasons. Uyawazi the reasons that you have experienced. Okay, angazi ukuthi and what is it that you are going to be saying about that woman, but mhlambe you're going to be talking about ukuthi what happened. Mhlambe this woman that you are looking at is your teacher at school. I don't know. Or maybe it's your neighbor. Or if it's your mother, or it can be your sister, your elder sister or your younger sister, or it can be a lady next door. You are just looking at a woman. Looking at a woman. Draw from your experiences now. Tell us, looking at this woman, what is it that you admire, that you have seen in her? Mhlambe morals akhe. She's a lady with morals. Unestima, unesimilo. She is easily approachable. Mhlambe unenkinga, even ekhaya. She's the first person onjani okhuluma naye. The way she behaves, uziphethe kanjani in the community or wherever, the way she behaves, the way she carries herself, maybe the way she dresses, maybe even the perfume that you are looking at this woman and you are admiring this woman. It cannot be in this case mama, your sister or a lady next door. Maybe it's your future wife. You are looking at this woman. And then looking at this woman, there are things that you have seen in her. As looking at this woman, females, they want to marry the husbands that are their future husbands must be like their father. And then now I'm looking at a woman, you're a male, a young boy or a young growing man, and then you're looking at this woman, and then by Batige, usually the young men, when they want to marry somebody who is like their mother, they look for ama-qualities, babheka ama-qualities la afana nanjani, afana noma kuphi ekhaya. So you're looking at this woman, ngazi ukuthi nkathi umbheka this woman, what is it that you see in her ekuchazayo or eyakuchaza eyenza ukuthi ngizibalile izinto la. And then you see ukuthi this person can be the mother of my babies. We can grow old together. Ngiyakwazi ukukhuluma naye, siyakwazi uku-interacta. What else? Siyakwazi uku-interacta nje siwijel, siyajela. In other words, sibondile. Siyakwazi, there's not a dull moment. Siyaxoxa nje when we are together for this and this. Then angithi you are drawing from your experiences ukuthi this is what happens, that looking at this woman, this particular woman in this case, because Lana is just looking at a woman. So in this particular instance, unjani, unje. This is how you get on together, niyazwana and all that. It's up to you. But you are reflecting. You are thinking back. Drawing from your experiences. Drawing from your opinions. Where kulokhu osudlule khona or osubonile. Let's do the last one. Let's do the last one. The good old days. The good old days. You might not be that old because you are still young, but yeah, there are good old days that you remember. The good old days. What is good about those old days? I don't know. About the good old days. Angithi la siya reflecting. We are reflecting. We are looking at our opinions, the things that we have experienced. Mhlambe, you are already in a tertiary institution. Angithi vele from after next year, after you've written the exams, some of you will be going to tertiary institutions. Ngaziki. Abanye mhlambe they'll be opening their own businesses or whatever you've decided to do. But now topic, the good old days. The good old days. Siya reflecta la. What comes to your mind about the good old days? Maybe you are going to be thinking about your peers. Maybe you are going to be talking about the mischiefs that maybe you are going to talking about being together. Maybe I'll be talking about parties that you attended, the good old days. What else can you talk about? When you talk about the good old days, what comes to your mind? Let's look at the culture as well. The good old days. And it's called good old days. Let's look at the culture. Let's look at the behavior. How people behaved. What else? Maybe respect. Yes, if I respect again. Maybe respect. We're talking about the good old days. We are reflecting. It's a reflective essay. Yinen is ngaifagala. Good old days, respect, behavior, culture, parties, being together, mischief, peers, the good old days. Okay, you can think about other examples, but I guess Pegela, the good old days. Some of you next year, you'll be starting your own businesses. You'll be going to tertiary levels to pursue your studies. Abanye benu are going to be looking for jobs. because of ama conditions ekhaya. I don't know where you come from or what you want, but yeah, you are looking at the good old days now. This is a reflective essay. It doesn't matter what umncane ungaba engqondweni yomuntu omdala. Okay, the good old days. Maybe also you are talking about the good old days, thinking about your peers. Ukuthi ngesikhathi sethu, in the good old days, this is how we behaved. Or okay, maybe also let's also include the dress code. The dress code as well. With peers, bangani bakho, you're drawing from your experiences, which in the good old days, life, or also we can even include the crime. Crimes ngayifaka as well. The good old days, it was easy for you guys, nani as nabangani bakho, to go out. You didn't worry about a crime, didn't worry about ukuhamba ebusuku, because you were not scared of a crime rate, because izinto zazi easy. Everything was just easy and flowing easily. There was no crime. Nani ngasabu ukuthi you will be mugged, nizobanjwa inkunzi, you will be raped, or khona umuntu ozoniphuca, whatever, because life was easy. We are talking about the good old days. We are reflecting. Or you are going to talk about the mischiefs that izinto ebenzenza in the good old days. Angazi ukuthi benenzani. Mhlambe good old days, we are comparing them to the nowadays. Which, okay, even though nanwenza ama mischiefs. Our mischiefs ke mhlambe jikele emva kwendlu nithi ukudonsa ugwayi or nithi ukuthela kancane. Those were the good old days, but now akusafani because akusafihlwa. Everything is just in the open. Akasekho umuntu ojikele emva kwendlu ofihla umuntu mayefuna ukuphuzela uyayiphuzela. So angithi uyabona ukuthi, and now you are drawing from your own experiences. Mhlawumbe uzuchaze nokuthi nje sathi ngelinye ilanga sathi nje sijikele emva kwendlu. Nanguma oma kasibani esibamba, and then we had to run away or whatever. And then you also talk about mhlambe ama parties, ukuthi you would go to parties as ladies. Nikhululeke, and then you come back kungabi nankinga. But these days it's no longer good, because you know what happens to parties. People get ama drinks up, they are spiked and all that. But in the good old days it didn't happen. And also mhlambe usukhuluma ngeculture. In the good old days, there was a lot of respect, and then you are comparing with manje, and we no longer find that respect because things have changed. Mhlambe thina as abantu abamnyama, we have adopted amanye ama cultures, and sesizibona sekukuthi nokuthi. I was listening to radio one of the days this week. They were talking about they were talking about respect when it comes to ingane zesikole. Ukuthi ingane zesikole now, if ugibela ibus, you are in the bus, if kungena umuntu omdala, uma uyingane, what do you need to do? Fanele wenze njani? Umsukumele umuntu omdala ahlale phansi, wena ume. Why? Because wena you are still young, you still have the energy. Umuntu omdala usemdala fanele ahlale phansi. Bekhuluma ukuthi, but these days ingane zamanje, they never do that. Uzosithola zikhuluma lesi singisi esikhulu, they don't care about umuntu omdala nani. So the good old nje, I'm just giving you examples la. The behavior as well. When it comes to behavior, how you behaved in the good old days. Now, kwenzekani? You know what is going on around you. Uyazi ukuthi kwenzekani. And then mhlambe when you touch on a point of respect, ukhuluma ngokuhlonipha la. Ukuthi okay, isakhona yini yona leyo nhlonipho ekhaya. Uyazi ukuthi when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that we did, we had to wake up from your bedroom, uhambe and knock a bedroom yama wako no babako, and then ubabingelele. Before you go to the kitchen, before you do anything, uhamba ufika uthi knock in their bedroom, but come in, morning mom, morning dad, sanibona ma, sanibona baba, and then right. But manje uhlangane ngane kitchen, iyadlula nje ayinamsebenzi, uthi hayibo, uthi hayibo, wesibani ngibekele ngani, hayi bengithi usalele. You understand? Angithi you understand that we're talking about the good old days. And then mhlambe we touch on the point dress code. How people used to dress then as compared to now. I-dress code, angizokhotha abantu, but mhlambe uyabazi. And then i-dress code, injani? Is it still presentable? Isayona yini lento efanele ngabe iyenzeka ngokubona kwakho ke? And then is it still acceptable, or umuntu usethi nje mangabe ngifihle nje those certain parts of the body? And then kuya lapho ke, then also iyangena ke as well dignity. What happens to isithunzi sakho, your dignity ke manje? Uyaphuma uyazibona na ukuthi am I really properly dressed ukuthi ngingaphumela ngaphandle emphakathini? You understand? Angithi lana you are drawing from your own experiences. Lana nje I'm just giving you examples. Now uzobe usuyabona ukuthi hayi. And then mhlawumbe ukhuluma about being together. Skathi sasaba ndawonye. Being together, we used to be around maybe a kitchen, there was grandmother telling us stories, nangu gogo sixoxela indaba and all that. Kube warm ekhaya, nangu ma uyabhaka, you know that smell ika oven, mascones oven naliti, and then we sihlale together etafuleni, and then senze njani siyaxoxa about izinto ezenzekile during the day. Kwenze ukuthi nokuthi, but kwenzekani manje? Wonke umuntu ufika ufaka into ku microwave or whatever, uyahamba ebedroom yakhe uyoba busy nani nephone. Yacofa phone, social networks, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, asekho lesi sikhathi. You know that let me talk. Okay, mhlawumbe we can also add la unit. Asekho le, so there is asekho le, yabo that family thing, that family bond, to be together. You are together, we are talking about our experiences. It's okay today, this is what I did, nani there's ekhaya would know, but manje wonke umuntu. I was looking at one of these things abaziphostayo, then and now, then wonke umuntu behlala together etafuleni, but together now they do sit at table. Umuntu athi and I'm taking you out to lunch, or siyodla lunch, or siyobonda, but uthola ukuthi nje yes bona benkathi befonelana bethi they are going out bayobonda, but they are not bonding because umuntu nje bahleli opposite each other etafuleni, they are going out to dinner or lunch or whatever, but benzani wonke umuntu busy nani nefone yakhe. Uthola ukuthi they hardly speak, but bathe bayobonda. Babonde kanjani? Amasango bazi babonde because they never talked about anything. Everybody was busy with the gadgets, the iPads. So they end up bephindele ekhaya. You understand? They were talking about the good old days. Ngakhuluma nge-unity la. The unity that it brought ekhaya. And also irrespect yangena like brought ekhaya because benihlala nibe ndawonye. It was easy to share ideas with your mom or your dad, but now you rely more on friends, the so-called friends abakuthatha bakufake kuphi ehlathini, because bekutshela ukuthi forget about your mom, forget about your dad, because ongekho ebusheni bakhe. Yes, ongekho ebusheni bakhe, but ubusha bakho buzokubamba in one way or another, because basebukubambile. The first person that you go back to, ubani, it is your mom, it is your dad, who has to pick up your pieces. Ofaneleke manje alandele ngemuva hambe xosha lama pieces akho ba. You know why ngekho kuphi ebusheni bakho. You understand? This is how you tackle it. Yeah, just to recap before siqede, I hope Nini you did understand how to tackle this reflective essay. Remember again, masase recapa, githe okokuqala, the main thing, it is the planning. Recap sesobhala vele exam. The planning, sakhuluma ngani, first draft, where we starting a mind map, brainstorming, ideas, blah blah blah, sashesha, and then says first draft, where we just write as check. Then says second draft, where we do what we call the editing. Excuse me, where we do what? Says we're checking our mistakes, check our tenses. Check out what's any sentence like, or also your sentence construction. Is it correct? Your concord. Iyavumelana subject ne verb. Konke lokho uyibali concord. Concord ikhona yini? Kuyahambisana, and then usuyenzile editing, and then you do what? You do your final draft. La uzobenza njani? Usubmita your essay. Ngasho futhi i-reflective essay, it's where i-writer lo muntu obhalayo who draws from her experiences. Ubhala like you are first person. When the example ngawe, you are the first person obhala ngayo because you are drawing from your experiences. Ukuthi lama experiences enzeni ke kwena? Did they change you? Did they develop you? Akushintshile. Akudevelopile. Did they make you grow? Ukwazile ukukhula ngalawo experiences. And then also, you express your own personal views or your own personal thoughts. Ngase ngisho futhi sukuma tips. Ubhala nga something that you feel strongly about. If you feel strongly about something, ingaba into ekwenza kanjani uyacasuka uyadinwa. Makes you angry, or ikwenza kanjani you are happy. Or uyakamuse, iyakuhlekisa ukuthi hey, but it is also personal. It's something that's personal, that's okhuluma ngayo, because it's something that you went through. It's something that you experiencing. Ngase ngithi futhi conclusion. When it comes to conclusion yakho, it has to refer back to the introduction. Ayihlangane. Ngase ngasho futhi also it must be in a conversational tone. Siyaxoxa njengoba sixoxa nje kama good old days. Njengoba sixoxa looking at the woman. Njengoba sixoxa looking at a woman, yes. And then the sugar, the root of all evil. It's conversational. You are just talking about something that you have experienced, something that you have gone through. And then nothing I should, and ama sentence zakho can be varied. Ngaba question and answer, uyayibuza uyayiphendula. Can be direct quotes, it can be in a dialogue form, but conclusion yakho must end on a very strong note. And then it is shasho futhi ukuthi sibheka in the past events izinto esenzekile. We are drawing from those things, past events, and how those events, not only ukuthi ama past events zenzeke kudala, but how those events have created zenzeni a change kuwena as ubani, as umbhali. And then did they create a change? If they did, kanjani that change? How did it happen? Right. And then yeah, that is about it. I hope coming to a conclusion, I hope kuzwakele, and all the best for I know you are busy with trial exams, all the best, busy preparing for the final exams, but we have done with my essays. Now what is left, paper 3 is finally Wednesday, with transactional writing, shorter and longer, and then we're done with paper 3. I wish you all the best. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Siyathemba nifunde kahle nasithokozela isifundo sethu sanamhlanje. Enisethulelwe ngezilokotho ezinhle iThala libambisene neGo Digital SA Foundation. Thamelani ke futhi esilandelayo ngesikhathi sifanayo. Ningakhohlwa ukumema nabanye abafundi bebanga le-12 ukuze nabo basizakale kulolu hlelo. Uma ninemibuzo noma nifisa ukuxhumana nathi, ningasithinta ngokufaka imibuzo yenu kwinombolo yethu ye-WhatsApp ethi 068 151 1072. Mfundi, ungakhohlwa ukubhala isifundo obuza ngaso ngaphambi kokubhala umbuzo wakho. Angiyiphinde inamba yethu 068 151 1072. Siyabonga.